We outside just trying to succeed. Way too focused to focus on enemies. Living off the moment, ain't tripping off the feed. One foot in front of the other, cause this shit ain't guaranteed. Days go by, plays on my. This ain't no lie, you know what I'm talking about. I'ma keep it, add another, keep it 100, and that's a bonus.
Front Nation was good. Back at it again with Brothers and Podcast on this glorious Sunday.
Bang bang.
Awesome. We gonna get right to it, but we got some special guests in the house.
One of them is special. Media. I don't know about the other.
Hater Bear Media is on. King Talk Podcast, King Talk Media in the building.
Hey.
We got Ron Uglass.
What's up, bro? How y'all doing?
Y'all know Ron.
Stop calling this man ugly. He is
He
not
do that
an
all
ugly
the
individual.
time. Hey, cuz say, boy, I don't know how Ron be getting all this pussy. Look at him.
Hey, listen. I was sitting here on the couch with my homegirl Alicia. Alicia over here washing clothes and stuff because she let me have her dryer. So
she let you have her ass. What did you
I
say?
Didn't say nothing like that at all.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said, let me have a
Why are you stuttering?
Ass sound.
I didn't hear. I couldn't hear you.
I don't know, but when she said it, then I heard it too.
Oh, right.
But go ahead on.
But so
we got King Talk on here. It's gonna be wild
on the Facebook live stream, and my homegirl was like, "Oh, he cute," and then my gay sister said, "This ugly ass bitch cute." So I'm like,
okay, wait a minute. If a gay woman say it, then it's true.
It's not.
It is. It is. It's not. It is. It's coming from a gay woman.
I'm looking at her.
Like, what you talking about?
Right here. I'm looking at Ron right here. You know what Ron look like? When a nigga dig up an ancient Egyptian tomb and the mummy be in that bitch like Ron look like the mummy in the tomb, my nigga.
But have they seen you?
Huh?
Have they seen you?
Yeah, like I told Ron earlier.
Ugly earlier?
Yeah. Ugly niggas united.
We the one to twin.
You should be, you pull bitches.
Well, I ain't got to pull nobody no more because also special guest on the show is the love of my life. My future wife.
That was a good.
I like that segue though. That was nice.
This nigga is Steph Curry, bro.
Now it's a shot gonna go in the hole. This thing.
Whole dime ain't got a rhyme. What's going on, Janay?
Nothing much. Just chilling, hanging out with y'all today. I'm glad to be a guest on the show today.
We miss you. I'm so happy we have some more feminine energy on the show.
I'm not.
She be on bullshit too. She be on bullshit too. We talked about this.
Wait a minute.
She's a savage.
No, they don't.
You cannot do the savage shit.
Good.
We talked about this on King Talk, but the question was,
why when I said that y'all got up in arms, all right?
Because she's a savage. We talked about this on King Talk.
The
question was,
Ron.
Wait, the question was,
you and I both know, Ron. Don't do it.
All right.
I've been on King Talk before.
Okay,
here we go.
You sure?
Yeah, sure. The question was,
all right.
The question was, is black women more masculine today than before, and is that fucking up the relationships?
No.
Niggas some bitch ass niggas these days.
We have to offset the bitches.
Because a lot of niggas be acting like
it's a lot of niggas
black women
out here
are
that
just
act
more
like
dominant
bitches
and more masculine traits.
But
and white women are feminine.
And if you're not doing the man stuff, and I feel like as a woman, okay, it's not getting done. How many times have I asked you to do it? Then I'm just going to do it.
Okay, well, then you're right. Because the white bitches just shut up and keep asking.
No, we're not going to do that.
Black women is going to take charge.
Us as black women,
no, I am going to
us as black women, we're not groomed to raise that way. We're actually, if you
now
think about,
you're not.
Hold on. If you think about as we progress in society over time, black women have always been taught from kids to be stronger, faster, and all the other stuff, and not be dependent on anybody but themselves. So the problem is that when
black women are the most unprotected
we're very unprotected. So we have to protect ourselves.
You know what it is?
We don't. Hold on, I'm not finished. We don't have men out here that are groomed to protect us like they once were, and then we wouldn't have to be as strong as we are. Right.
The thing is, when Master was raping the niggas' wives and shit, and the niggas' bitches, and niggas ain't killed a lot of these motherfuckers. I think genetically that shit went into the DNA, and bitches just had to be stronger.
Genetically went into DNA.
What are black men protecting you from?
Thank you.
Oh, that's a good question.
The White Walker's coming.
I just want to know. I thought about this the other day because I seen somebody on TikTok or something that was like, they said the same thing. They were showing Latino men, and then they showed
Black men,
like the Latino neighborhood and how
black
it was like
neighborhoods
food for these dudes, for their queens and blah blah blah. Then they showed Arabic men and stuff like that. Basically, they were saying
white
that
men.
these men protect their women and black men don't. So I asked the question under the comment. I was like, "What are we protecting you from?"
Oh,
Okay, I want to hear.
in the 60s or whatever they was or
I
whatever.
said right now.
I know I'm going to be back to lineage.
you
In the
feel
60s, it was more family and more and all of that. And then once they killed all our heroes and shit, and government came and got involved and started leaning more towards government assistance and black women. And this is when women started really being more started being in the workplace or whatever. So all of this together or whatever.
But you do know that was a ploy to break up the black household.
And
anyway,
it did.
Because the black household was the most powerful household out there. And it
It's
worked.
still working.
It worked. The government knew that.
Really
so
was.
if black people being a unified front,
it really
we are strong.
Wait. I want to because I want to address this because the FBI, the FBI,
I gotta agree with that.
This is documented with the FBI. The guy was following Aretha Franklin all the way
Her
up to
and
like
her long
the 90s.
titties.
I heard somebody who was saying like that. I know something wrong.
But at the end of the day,
the black family, black people getting together was a threat to the government. It was a threat to J. Edgar
so they had to
Hoover or whatever.
They had to figure out a way to bust up the black household
to give women more without the men, then they won't be able to come together.
Exactly.
Eat off of us and fuck them niggas.
Correct.
Basically. If I give them this, then they're gonna.
They won't need him.
They won't need the black man.
Down with trying to take care of all these kids. I mean,
you need to take it back where you can give your wife a black eye and everything will be cool.
Give me some of that. Give me some of that, bro.
That's some King talk.
So
shut up.
So
shut the fuck up.
Now who running the goddamn house? Me or you?
But the other part of it, they had to figure out how to remove the black man in the household. That's where the whole drugs came from. Because either I'm gonna give you the drugs and you're gonna take it and rely on it, or you get hooked on it, or I'm gonna give you these drugs and you're gonna sell it and then you're gonna get incarcerated.
And not just that,
and I'm gonna pull you out the house. So when I do that, and now women don't have the men in the house. Now what? Government? I'm gonna swoop right on there. Let me give you some government assistance as long as you keep having babies, but not having this man in his house. That's more money. So they started looking at babies as a paycheck.
They want us to fuck them, but they don't want us to live with them.
Because at the end of the day, white society is scared of a strong black man.
All right, one more thing.
Next is a strong black woman.
This is an incentive that they give to black women to keep the nigga out the house. If you think that it's just them do, in order to keep the black man out the house, a lot of if a chick have a baby and they ain't together with the dude. If they try to go get health care from the state or food stamps and all of that,
support.
They will. The man on child support.
No, that's the thing. You don't because I'm not on. Because I know because my baby mama get all of that and I'm not on child support. But what they do is they 100% make you. They push them and make them think that the only way that you could get this is if he's on child support or if he is in the house, you can't get none of this or you can't get no help or whatever. If y'all just a poor family and y'all got a baby, you can't. You can't get no help. I had to write all kind of letters and shit and to the bitch to the Florida State in order for my baby mama to get all that health care and EBT and all of that.
But see, you're persistent and you're smart. It's a lot of people out there that's
not
not that smart
people know
to even
to
go
question.
Right.
What I said earlier,
you
you got to put the police or a lawyer on their ass, bro.
Yeah.
I want to sick them on my baby mama so bad.
Don't do it. We don't have no control over what get edited from this show. Don't do that.
I ain't putting that out there no time. I'm already in trouble.
You can't come this man show. You can't come over here and do that.
Wait a minute. You know, hold on.
She can't come.
Wait a minute. Now calm down. Relax. She got this.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a regular.
But she's right. But she right.
You feel me, bro? Thank you. He's a regular.
Different platform, Ron. I'm with
different platform.
Y'all know when this show over, I'm watching the rest of the Jazz game. I ain't editing shit. I'm
because he had that.
What you was gonna say though, girl? I'm real interested.
Yeah, we want to know what you was about to say when you did that.
Here's my thing about the assistance was created to bring down the black family thing. I've heard that argument. And I understand that the argument is somewhat based in facts, right? But let me hit y'all with some facts. And cuz know these facts to be true, too. The strongest nuclear family, the race that has the strongest nuclear family in America
Black
right
people.
now,
Black people.
Black people.
Right.
The most.
I think this generation under us is doing.
Well, wait. I don't know if it's the strongest nuclear family.
It is.
I think it's the strongest
Generation.
people that's involved because it ain't. We don't have the strongest two-parent households in America.
This generation up under
Nuclear
us
family is.
is-
Oh, I thought that was two
Generation
parents in the
up under
house.
us.
Two families
Yes.
come together.
Yeah.
All right, what's a nuclear family
a
first?
Nuclear family is two income sources or whatever based in the house, raising the children, which spills off into something else that is a statistical fact that everybody can look up by the CDC, a study that was done. Black men are the most present fathers in America.
Well, wait, I'm
We're not the
confused
most
though.
absent. Well, hold on, that's what I'm about to get my point. So
That's why I
how
love
can
this show.
How can we
Here you
simultaneously
go.
be getting played by the government for assistance?
Well, we
so
saying in
that-
the past.
No. I'm talking
Right.
about like how could the government be using us as like, oh, if you get assistance, right? It's gonna they're using assistance carrot dangling, right? To break our families up, and we're saying that's what broke up our families and messed up our women. When in reality, our families aren't broken up, and our and black men
Now.
are present. They didn't go nowhere. Then hold on, I got one more stat for you, right? Okay, so there are more children than baby daddies. So explain that to me. So here's my point. So if there's 1,000 kids, right? There's 500 baby daddies.
Right, because you can have multiple kids.
But women have more baby daddies than baby daddies have baby mamas.
I want to separate two things. I want to say.
So hold on, let me get you cuz.
I mean,
let
that's
me
possible
say this.
though. That's possible.
Let me say this though. The problem ain't within the matter of assistance and all that. I'm not saying that source material isn't accurate.
But that I'm
not saying that the government has not propagated us on that. What I am saying is this though: how do 5 women have the same 2 baby daddies? All their kids come from the same 2 baby daddies. They're choosing over and over repeatedly the wrong dudes.
Right, that's not what
And
we're saying though. So you're taking it to a different place. What Janay and I was saying was then we're talking about the then. We're not talking about the now because we're speaking about the then. You're speaking about the now, which is completely different. The now has changed because we're the product of the then. Wait a minute. Right, we're the product of the then. So the reason why the now has changed because for those who had those absent fathers, so we can talk about the generation before us, we realized that hey, this is not what we wanted to do. So for instance, for instance, you, Ron, I don't know if you had that answer. Tank, y'all decided, hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be that present father. So that's why you have more presence because the cause and effect did happen.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like niggas are more prone to crime because they're niggas?
No.
Okay. Wait a second.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Jay, don't you say that? Don't you say that in this building? Don't you embarrass us in here and say? Don't you do that?
And the now, no.
You mean more prone to commit crime or more prone to get convicted of a crime?
You are a beautiful black queen.
Don't do that. Do not boost her up because that's why she did that. Don't do that.
No, I did not.
Okay, man, I'm out of here. You ready, bro? You ready to get out of here?
The reason why I said no, I'm still talking about the then and the now. The now, no.
Right.
The then, yes.
So let me ask you a question. So outside, I'm not saying systematical influence because or environmental influence because I understand because of environments that makes us react and do things in a certain manner. Right.
If you choose to be a product of your environment, because it's still a conscious choice.
No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying DNA wise, because you a nigga, are you more prone to crime? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
So let me ask you this. What if I told you statistically, and y'all can look this up? Remember what me and Tank always say: don't take our word for it.
Look into it, bro.
Statistically, absentee fathers is not a black problem; it's an American problem. So now let me ask you this:
but American history is rooted in black history.
Hold on.
Period.
Because that's what you just said. That point that's irrelevant to what I'm about to say. Here's my point: just like we don't believe that our blackness makes us commit crimes, right? So are we saying that our blackness, while we're going through the exact same struggle that the rest of America is going through at the same percentage, that makes us, our women more masculine, us lean more on food stamps and stuff like that, and it don't make white people do that?
No, we're not. So I don't think
if the problem is equal across the board, how can we say this is a black issue?
So we're not saying
white men. Hold on, let me just say this: white men, Asian men,
they don't lead their families.
I meant to say white people, white race people, Asian race people. Latino race people, they are not complaining about their women being too independent, too masculine, too this, too that.
Well,
they
because
also
they're not
complaining about.
They're not complaining because they're not.
But okay,
if they were, then they would have a reason to complain. Ours are, so that's why we have a reason to complain.
Your point is not.
That's it.
Know what we're talking about.
It's not anecdotal. White bitches can shut the fuck up.
That's my point.
Mexican bitches know they would get fucked up.
That's their eye. I'm trying to make a serious point here.
God damn it.
That is a serious point.
Non-anecdotally, I'm going off the studies for families from the CDC. Y'all can look it up. White people, black people, Asian people, and Latino people all experience absentee fatherhood since the 80s at the same rate. And a matter of fact, black people, because we're saying cause and effect, right?
I have no idea if this is true or not.
As a matter of fact, black people since the 80s have had the least amount of those percentage that are pretty much equal across the board.
I agree with that.
We've had the least amount of absentee fathers.
A typical nuclear family.
This is my question to y'all. Why are we trying to say because we ain't have no daddies, that's why these bitches acting like that? Because the white people ain't have no daddies and they bitches not acting up. So that's not the answer.
No. Generation of daddies kind of are in there.
It's the way it was. It's the teaching.
This generation of fathers
but
are
not
in their
having
life.
a father doesn't only just affect like how you saying they didn't have a father, so then they made a conscious decision to not make that cycle repeat. But for me I'm a woman, not having a dad in my life, I feel like that has some effects on my life also.
And so
Ron is calling this woman boo. And he just who is D?
That's D.
D, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey, D.
We just accepting a phone call during the show.
Why I gotta fuck off D? You live on bro? Listen. You said what? How am I supposed to tell you what?
Oh, this a little King talking
miss
this,
you,
boy.
D.
This a little Lisa King talking this shit, boy.
Bro Nation said, "What's up, D?
We miss you, D."
Well, good. I'm glad he over there talking to
So,
D.
okay.
A typical nuclear.
So no, because I want to say something against. I'm gonna give. Hold on.
I want to be devil's advocate. I want to play devil's advocate.
So Janay said that as a woman who did not, as a woman who did not really grow up with a dad, she is a certain way because of she made a conscious decision. I'm a woman who did grow up with my father.
She ain't around a lot of niggas though.
I do too. I'm a woman who did grow up with a father. Me and my dad are like this. They both know that. I grew up with my dad, and I can be still considered as being masculine and more masculine female and more savage female. But that's because my dad, I wanted to do everything that my dad did because I love my dad. Like me and my daddy are tight. So it kind of goes. I don't think it has that much to do with it. I think it has everything to do with what you're being taught in your household. And in a black household, we are taught just to be strong in general.
The point that I'm trying to make is I think that y'all are creating a false parable. And I think that...
I knew that's what you were doing.
And I think
it's not false.
I think it's a cultural thing. I
think it's cultural. I don't think it's a false parable. But I do think it's not false,
but it is cultural. Because in our household, and this can go back from the slavery times, we have always taught to be independent.
Because you have to be just
strong.
Just think.
Period.
First of all, if you're a man, you are already going to get more advantages than a woman. So you're already black and you're a woman. See, y'all just got one stripe with being a black man. But when you're a black and you're a black woman, you have even more hurdles that you have to jump over. You have to jump over more hurdles.
You want to say something?
You have to jump over more. Yeah, but you're still a man, though. You're still a man. Because when it comes,
being a man is a point because we the shit.
You're still a man.
It is awesome.
We basically
it is awesome having a dick.
Traffic stop way before y'all.
But when we talk about us,
so that's way more dangerous.
I hate to sound like Tank, but god dang, it just sounds like a bunch of excuses from niggas to not be.
No, it's not at all. We want to be better, but it's hard for us. It's hard for us as women to not be strong.
We just didn't agree
because we're not.
It's a false parable. That's it.
Right. We're not allowed. We're not. As a black woman, we're not allowed to be vulnerable. We're not allowed not to be strong. Period.
That's a sign of weakness.
It's a sign of weakness. We've always been taught you have to be strong regardless. So as black women, we have a uphill battle.
Not only you got to put up with the world, but then you got to deal with all of the shit.
It's a lot more for women to deal with. Bitches don't have to worry about being raped.
No,
bitches don't have to worry about.
You can go as far as being in the workplace as a black woman.
Yeah, in the workplace it's harder.
That is there.
That for sure.
I could talk about the fact that I have been the only black woman in the work that I've done for so long up until here recently, and the things that I've had to experience is still still take the shit on the chin and still try to outperform everybody.
You seen a man get a promotion over you?
Hell yes.
Lots of times.
I know men that's got paid more money than me and I do more work than them.
And you know for a fact it's because they're a man?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Men in corporate America, I see it too much.
I feel like women are too emotional
much.
And you cannot, they don't want you running something if you're going to make
and if you're a black woman, it's either you're too emotional and you're too angry.
Because women run my office, so I don't.
Well, you got dyke bitches running your shit down.
Nah, not all of them though, but women running.
Yeah, but they won't pussy.
We talk about being in charge.
No, women are in charge in my building. Like women run my building.
From a corporate perspective, we're us as women, we're always behind.
However, I will say this: I have seen nationally a man get a promotion when he lied on his application over a qualified woman. That's Trump. He was not as qualified as Hillary Clinton, and he got the job just because he's a man.
Let's go Trump.
He was a bad joke. He was a bad joke.
I'm not down talking Trump.
He didn't get the job just because he's a man. He got the job because Hillary Clinton was a horrible candidate.
Horrible.
How can a person who's the most
it don't matter if you qualified
in history be a horrible candidate?
How?
Because she a woman.
No. Because of her track record of the shit that she's done.
Like
who don't?
Are we bringing up Super Predator again?
And can I talk? Please, can I talk? God damn.
You've been playing double dutch. I see you.
All right, now look. Now this bitch is record and the voting for the president is a personality contest. Right. This shit or whatever. Her person, not just her personality.
Won the popular vote.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody want to talk about that?
She did.
She did win the popular vote.
Win the electoral.
And we already talked about how the electoral college is outdated in the first fucking place.
If it was another bitch,
right?
So no. Well, let me say, if it could have been another qualified woman, and they would have beat goddamn Trump.
No.
They would have.
She technically did beat him.
Brittany, can I say this?
Yes.
Cuz never even heard me say this. It's my first time saying it. I think it's my first time saying it on this show.
Oh, shit.
I don't think a woman can run for president in America and win.
I don't think so.
I don't believe that no more. Because guess what? Every woman we present in front of America
is never good
is
enough.
Shit on.
Yep.
It don't matter who it is, whether it be the Republican woman, the Democratic woman, a black woman, an Asian woman, an old woman, a young woman.
How many times did they try to shit on Kamala?
Every time.
Kamala is a piece of shit and fuck her.
But see, look.
There we go.
But not because she's a woman. It's because of her record. So we can't even have an opinion about the women
but you
or what
saying
they're doing.
She's worse than Donald Trump?
Yes, 100 times worse.
Nigga, how?
How? Because the shit that she's can I say this? I will say this. The shit that she's done to niggas.
Oh, I didn't smoke before this show.
Let me tell you, the shit that Kamala Harris has done to niggas or whatever, Trump shit does not compare to what Kamala has done.
Because Trump hasn't had
And let me tell you why. I can tell you why.
Just wait. Let me just say this one thing.
I will tell you why.
You have somebody that is the president of the United States, right? The president of the United States.
I knew you was going to piss me off, Tank.
Now, I know what you're finna talk about, how when she was in the DEA of California and how she was, doing
her
all the
job.
black people and stuff like that. Okay, cool.
No, it's more to it than that if I get
I'm going to say,
doing her job.
I'm going to say that I know about those points. Now, I'm not the most political. I know about that point that you're finna bring up. You saying that somebody as the president of the United States can get on national television and say he is going to meet with the president of Puerto Rico. And you saying he is the president of Puerto Rico, but we just gonna let that slide? Okay, no problem.
No, what I'm saying,
no.
What I'm saying is Kamala Harris' track record has done. If I had a pick,
that's just a dumbass remark.
If I had a pick of
one of many,
you is in charge of whether we
one of many, bro. Are you serious?
Okay,
come on now.
Everybody on Bruh Nation. Okay, everybody at Bruh Nation. Shout out Bruh Nation. Everybody from Sweden to China, wherever you listening, whatever. Shout out to y'all boys. Everybody in Bruh Nation understand where Club about to go with this. Me and Taylor had this conversation.
Yeah, if I get to go there, but everybody keeps saying
that's where I'm going. Not the best candidate.
She was better than what we had.
Let me say this. And then to y'all too. I'm actually going to agree with y'all point, but let me back y'all point up for a second, though. The reason why I was bringing up the Hillary Clinton thing.
You what? You do what?
He agreed with
it. Exactly.
Let's take it, Brittany.
The reason why I was brought up the Hillary Clinton thing, and the reason why I agree with what Janay just said, because we know for a fact, the three of us, political savvy dudes, know for a fact, Janay is not that heavily politically savvy, right?
Right.
So when she brought up her anecdotal point to compare it to your statistical point, Janay brought up the fact that he sounded like a dumbass, right?
Pretty much.
So here's my point. I agree with you, cuz Hillary Clinton track record is trash. So is Kamala Harris. However, the average voter, not woke ass cuz or woke ass Ron, who I know you woke because we done made you woke, or cuz I know, or whatever. The average, Janay is the average voter. She don't know about no Kamala Harris, blah, 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 unless you meet her and she know of you and tell her.
No, I have. They have. Right. They have informed me of that.
That's because you know us.
Right.
Right.
The average nigga don't know a nigga like us, which is even the reason why this show was invented. Because the average nigga don't even hear shit about this on a daily basis. Right? So the average nigga just look at shit from an anecdotal, situational thing. Right? So when they look at it, the average nigga like, I like Trump over her. And it ain't got nothing to do with Hillary Clinton track record. Most niggas couldn't tell you what Hillary Clinton did in Haiti. Most niggas couldn't tell you what laws Hillary Clinton told Bill to pass because remember, we're trying to get her for laws and shit that was passed in the 90s when she was the first lady with no actual power. Right? But I get what you're saying because I know her.
I'm going to be honest with you.
But most niggas don't even know that.
They know
so
shit
when
nigga.
the vote come down to pull the lever, as they would say back in the day, the lever is pulled based on their personality.
Right.
And the fact that a nigga said Donald Trump's personality, grab him by the pussy, president of Puerto Rico, whatever the fuck else he said.
Fire them son of a bitches off the field. Shit like that.
Who's being a professional.
Correct.
Oh God. But it's
he literally got on TV and told them to he called the NFL players sons of bitches, then fired them.
Right.
Meanwhile, we got a homeless population.
They both ain't shit, but I would rather put that asshole up there than her.
Meanwhile, we got a homeless population that's out of control. Meanwhile, we got a pandemic that's out of control. We got all this shit. What he care about? The fuck?
No, she's gonna
exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, can I ask? So, are you saying that you would say that because you feel like he would do less harm than somebody like Hillary? You feel like she would have done more harm?
Yes.
To be honest, can't no white person tell you why they like Trump.
Yes, they can.
Yeah,
why do they like? Why do they like Trump?
I'm not white, so I don't know.
It's a lot of dumbass reasons. They can't really give you a good reason why they like Trump and why they voted for him.
I think he's a good representation of wealth. So I think for white people or a lot of people, I won't just say.
That's cool. But the thing, he's a good representation of wealth or how to get over on the system. How many bankruptcies has he filed?
We get over on the system all the time, though.
We do too.
How many times you done got over on the system?
But he's doing
it.
So we highlighted. And we highlighted every time you got over on the system.
What I'm talking about, if you're looking at the United States is still a business.
Fuck the system.
The United States is still a business. So I'm
gonna get over on that shit every chance I get.
We get a man who's technically a poor businessman trying to run a business, which is the United States. He's gonna run that into the.
But guess what? The United States was fucked up for Trump ever walked in the door, though.
Bad business choices that he's had.
Yeah, you're right, cuz I don't know, Ron.
Oh man. He was alright.
Trump
walked into a voting booth. She was good.
Obama left this country ain't shit. Man, this country ain't shit, bro. This country ain't shit, bro.
He gave him a plate and a bone.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Ron, uncrank your car real
man, fuck this country, man.
It's rare that these niggas agree about Obama.
It's rare that me and Tank agree on anything, but we agree on this. Donald Trump was giving the keys to a Ferrari.
He was.
Got that bitch back. It was a Pinto.
Man.
It
was. Because listen,
Obama spent 8 years undoing the shit that Bush did to us.
Obama.
Fuck him too.
But wait, damn Obama. I just want to point out the fact.
Ron, you make my weave itch.
Regardless of who did it.
You did.
That's the state that we're in.
I see what you're doing. I'm not going to lie, you do
it.
it.
He gets credit for a lot of shit he didn't do or vice versa. But let me make this point. When Donald Trump inherited the country, we had the highest gross GDP in the history of America.
And the lowest unemployment rates.
We had the lowest deficit in the history of America. We had the lowest crime rate in the history of America.
We hadn't had a pandemic.
The lowest unemployment rates.
We didn't have no pandemic, but the
pandemic was mismanaged.
Because of him.
I'm just saying we didn't have
but he had things in place so that the pandemic should not have got mismanaged. The fact that Obama did this, Trump was like, nah, we're not doing this. He mismanaged the fucking pandemic, period.
Application.
And
still getting a goddamn job.
That's like you done lied and told a nigga you know how to do a pivot table. And day one, he like, man, give me that. I need a pivot table for this particular Excel spread.
Oh, you're speaking my language now. You're speaking my language. Yes. Right.
I'm using this to segue.
No, that's very true.
Right? So here go my thing. When we talk about likability of candidates or whatever, that's what we were talking about pre-show with Herschel Walker, right?
Oh my God.
Why is anybody gonna vote for Herschel Walker?
Because he black. The ones that do, that's why they're gonna do it.
Both of the candidates black. But,
right.
And Georgia, I know you deep on the show. We got a lot of Atlanta listeners. That's black.
Thank you, Corey.
Right? We got a lot of Atlanta listeners. Please tell me, Ron, why you think a nigga would vote for Herschel Walker when we know this nigga can barely read, barely write?
I said it.
But no,
It's not just black. It's because of his likeness. It's because of his popularity. Yeah, it's because of where he came from. Everybody knows Herschel
NFL
Walker.
player.
And he
Correct.
Clearly
and the
has.
Republicans that are voting for him is because he represents Republicans.
He's a Uncle Tom coon ass nigga. Is what he is.
But I guarantee he lose because
But
white
he
people
should
not gonna
lose.
vote for no niggas in Georgia.
Second of all, hold
The
up.
rules
But
Georgia,
it doesn't
they
matter.
vote.
He should lose because he got on camera, and I saw it today with my own 2 eyes with a Walker Texas Ranger badge, and he said it was real when the lady.
But
said,
that ain't the first weird shit.
But I'm just saying.
I heard Hillary pour hot sauce out of her.
She did.
So we gonna just like that's cool. Like, but he can pull a badge out and y'all villainize him for that. But we're not gonna talk about the hot sauce.
She can't have hot sauce
Cape
though.
for Herschel. What I'm doing?
We're not gonna do that.
So
No,
she can't have
I'm
hot
not
sauce?
saying. I'm just
So
saying.
hot
though, I'm
sauce
just
is
saying.
hot sauce.
Disgusting. He is.
I'm just saying that's. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
So hot sauce. So
Ron's
what? Hot
always
sauce is
double
automatic. It's a black thing.
Trying to show a cultural or whatever they call it.
But hot sauce is
appropriation or
automatically a
something.
black thing though,
But-
because it's not. It's hot sauce. It's automatic black.
Y'all wanna know something funny?
Just saying.
So
About the hot sauce thing, Ron, you know something funny. You look this
and then
video,
y'all
right?
vote and say she likable, but why the
I
fuck
didn't
I'ma
say she
like
was
some fake
likable. I
motherfucker
did
like
not
that?
say
But
she was likable.
at the end of the day,
Why
from
I'ma like
the
her?
popular vote,
I
if we
feel like
just
she
based
was
it
more
on the popular,
qualified than Donald Trump.
if we
I feel like
base-
she had more
Right.
political experience.
She did.
She's already a first lady, even though the man is the person that have a job. But if you
She
are
was
a
a-
woman,
she also
you
was a
have
senator.
something to do with
I'ma
it.
just
The
keep
thing
what
about-
I
She
want to
also
say
was
to
up under
myself.
Obama.
won.
I think she had more political experience. is
I'ma
what
just-
she won the popular vote. If we were still not basing how we pick the president based off the antiquated electoral college
Which
system,
is bullshit.
she would have been in
you
office.
tell me to vote,
Period.
but then my vote don't really count.
Don't
because
really-
it matters by where I
Right.
stay.
Can I say
She
this too?
technically won the presidency based off of the popular vote, based off of the people.
Can I say this too, though?
That's
About
how
the
it
hot
should
sauce
be
thing?
ran.
I just want to point
Hot
out
sauce is hot
the
sauce.
thing.
White people like hot sauce too.
I think it was
everybody like to
cultural
get clickbait shit, right?
appropriation.
So when she
It-
was on
it
the Breakfast
was.
Club and she pulled the hot sauce out of hers, everybody was like, "Look at this fake ass shit." However,
But I
just
don't
wanna
think
point
it's
out,
fake.
Hillary Clinton ain't ever running for president again, right? So
She from Arkansas. She
but-
from the South.
but-
She
but
might
I
like
wanna-
hot
I want to
sauce.
point this out. She actually from like up north somewhere. Then her family moved to Arkansas. But listen,
You know what
I
the
just
fuck
want,
I
just
meant.
want to point out, and you know what, Brittany, you kind of right. She is from the South. Later on, bro, she was doing this interview or whatever, right? Just a random interview, and they bought that up. Like people felt like you were fake because you had hot sauce in your
Jaguars.
purse.
I hate
whatever,
the
right?
Jaguars.
Guess what she had in her purse, Ron? Guess what she had in her purse in that interview when she not running for president?
What?
Hot sauce.
I don't think it
I don't
was.
believe that shit.
You could just be
A lot of
White
people-
can't like hot sauce.
So we,
Right, I should
What
say
if
it's
you
a
just
hot
got
sauce.
exposed
So
to
we
it? It's
think-
like, damn,
hot
this
so
sauce,
we
so you
really
think
think-
it's cultural
Old white lady
appropriation?
always have gum in her purse
so
no
we
matter
really,
what.
so we really think
I didn't say I really think or not.
women walk around with hot sauce.
Yes. I know a lady that kept hot sauce at her desk at work. Sure did.
Because I think that she's been
All right.
exposed to it. When you go,
All
she's
right.
going
So-
to events. Most
All right.
popular is going
So
to be
you're-
white people
All
cooking,
right.
so they don't have the same flavor,
Right.
the same taste, the same seasoning that we do. Why not?
Ryan, you trying to
No, you
Beyonce
guys are absolutely right.
Okay.
It's,
There
you're
you
trying
go.
to make it cultural appropriation.
There you go.
Like it's walking the fine line is what you did. The problem is
There
that
y'all
she was
go.
on a black radio show, and so that's why it may have looked like cultural appropriation when in all actuality it wasn't.
Gabriel
I
Jordan
could
say
see
Trump
how it
raised the
would
GDP and he raised the employment rate, which that would be good, but it was already on the rise
I think it was
from
on the
Obama.
rise from when Obama.
So
because
it-
when you
yeah,
in
it
office,
was on the rise
you don't really
already.
get to see the
When
fruits
you
of
get
your
into
labor.
Trump-
4 years is not enough time to
When you
really
get into
make a
Trump's
difference.
Actual numbers,
Right.
which is his third, fourth, and his first year out of office, the numbers are terrible.
Well, you gonna now. I'm not gonna try to make it seem like
No,
Trump
he's-
did bad in any way. It was a pandemic at the end of his shit
That he
that he had
mismanaged.
no control over.
That
That,
he
was gonna.
mismanaged.
So I mean, Trump.
That he
It's like this.
mismanaged.
Can you manage
let me
a
say it,
pandemic?
Let me say it. See,
No, it's the
But
response.
I
You
ain't
can
running
manage
for
the
response.
Republicans trying to make it seem like Trump is the
When
best
was the last
president
pandemic
ever,
since that one?
and
The
the
last-
Democrats
Like that,
trying
like
to make
COVID.
it seem
When was the
like,
last one?
you know,
I
I
think
want to
they
say
did that
mismanaged.
shit
He's the
on
worst
purpose.
president
Oh,
ever.
wow.
No, what I'm saying is when I
Oh,
say
wow.
when I say
Okay.
mismanaged, It's the way you respond to it. If you look at other countries and how they responded to the damn pandemic, and look how we responded to the pandemic, us being the superpower that we are as the United States, and we acted like a third world country as far as our response is concerned. Hell yeah, he mismanaged the goddamn pandemic.
Can I combat that, or you gonna let me talk for a second to combat that?
I wasn't done with my point.
You said enough. Trump, when he all right, I don't give Trump credit for nothing but the warp speed shit that he put in the shit to get the vaccines and all that shit out that the Democrats love or whatever. So he did that.
That was a great idea.
I don't give him credit for none of that, but he did that or whatever. You got to give him. He signed the bill. Right. So it's under your administration. You did it. So our response to the shit was okay. It wasn't bad.
I think, but you making it like he could have just scooped the virus up.
It's not. That's
and
not.
Flew out with that shit like Superman.
You're twisting my words.
Anyway,
if you look at go and do your research, go and do your research on other countries and how they manage the pandemic. You can go to Canada.
You know why I don't like talking about Trump?
You can go to New Zealand.
See, this is why I don't like.
Look how they managed their response to it and their response to their people.
It was horrible.
The assistance that they gave their people off rip and all the other stuff. We did not do that.
If this shit was in Florida was handled like they did in New Zealand, I had to move to another goddamn state. You know the lockdown and the overstepping of the Constitution. We got a Constitution.
We can take it a step further. We can take it a step
further. We have a Constitution.
Look how Ron DeSantis handled. Look how Ron DeSantis
handled it beautifully.
Fuck no.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fuck
yes,
no.
he did.
No, he did not.
From a person that's in the medical field,
every time I say something, I try to. Can I tell you why? This is why our numbers.
I can do what I want to do. The Fifth Amendment. I think he brought that to the forefront, which is what a lot of people loved about him.
I just want to say,
from a medical standpoint, that was horrible.
Can I say? Can I say that?
Go ahead.
All right. Who do y'all think handled it better, California and New York? Because I pulled the opposite or whatever. What Florida did is kind of. You think they handled it better?
I think America.
Okay, nobody will answer. So, please let me. No, it's a yes or no. Just say yes or no.
I think New York.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I want to get my point out. I'm never gonna get out.
New York. Okay, me and Jack. It's not New York.
All right. That's fine. Let me finish. Please let me finish. Now, if you think New York and them handling it better or whatever, if you adjusted the death rate because Florida has the most elderly people or whatever, and our numbers, people who died to COVID to New York and California is the same or a little bit less. But if you adjust it for age or whatever, our numbers in Florida was way lower than California.
I'm not
no. The reason why you adjust for age is because COVID affected more elderly people. So
we have more elderly
people that died. But if we didn't have as many elderly people or whatever,
we do,
and we still don't have more people that died than California and New York.
I wasn't just speaking of death. I wasn't just speaking of death, by the way.
Okay.
And when I'm talking about
death is the only thing that matters.
That's all that matters, Brittany.
No, it's not. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yes, it is.
You want me to get my point out?
If you get it and you still living 2 weeks later, good.
That's not what I was talking about.
We won.
When I'm talking about mismanaged, I'm not talking about the death
and our
rates.
businesses. You know how many businesses closed in California, New York, and then closed in Florida?
That's not what I'm talking about.
You know how many restaurants and people's lives was fucked up or whatever in California and New York comparable to Florida?
Which is why they moved to Florida.
Exactly. More people moved here during the pandemic because the way that DeSantis handled the shit was just better. Now, I say fuck DeSantis about everything else. But the way he handled the pandemic was correct. When we let people make their own decisions about what's safe or not, and don't force a vaccine on people or whatever, like California tried to do. Don't do no you got to have a vaccine to get in here and to get in there. I don't want none of that shit.
So when I talk about mismanagement, I'm not just talking about
the hoe without a rubber.
I'm not just talking about shut down and then nobody. Wow. if you fuck that hoe with a rubber, you ain't fuck that hoe.
I'm sick of this shit. Niggas talking out their head.
Right. Wow. But what I'm talking about,
I got the choice between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis, how Florida is ran. I'm not picking no goddamn Gavin Newsom.
When I'm talking about
what that motherfucker is, Cuban. What that bitch is?
Ron DeSantis is white. His name
he a cracker. Give me that cracker.
He is. So that he can
get the fuck. So give me DeSantis over that cracker.
So when I talk about mismanagement, I'm not just talking about the shutdown. That's not all. And to stop the spread, I'm also talking about the lack of assistance that was given.
Assistance to what? What do you mean?
As far as
to who?
The lack of assistance that was given to the people, as far as from an economic standpoint, as far as from a monetary standpoint.
We ain't shut nothing down. Oh. Everybody got federal loans. They good. We
got
people
that's
loans.
not what, if you look. So when I name those, the reason when I name those three, you got it.
During the pandemic, goddamn it, everybody got money. You know how much money I got during the pandemic? Bring another one. Come on with your funky ass.
You ready?
Nobody went broke during the pandemic.
I named those three countries for a reason. I named those three countries for a reason: Canada, Spain, New Zealand.
We America.
Because when
they're horrible.
We're America.
Yeah, Jesus
I'll let
Christ.
y'all let me finish.
I'm just saying we're America.
Okay, great.
Yes.
But
Well,
I named
she
for a
just
reason.
saying in
You want to let me
comparison.
finish?
Just let her compare.
You want to let me finish?
Go ahead,
You
because I
named
want
the
to hear
3
this
worst
one.
countries
Okay.
I can think of.
No.
Go ahead.
So during the pandemic,
worse.
not only did they do the shutdown, but they made sure that their people were taken care of from a monetary perspective.
But they do that anyway.
The thing about
They do
right,
that anyway.
the thing
'Cause
about it
when you
was
have a baby in Canada, you get to be off for 6 months.
correct.
Paid.
So what happened? So what happened was no.
Then we get checks in the
I
pandemic.
got checks.
No, I'm just
What
saying
is
that
we
they,
talking about?
But I'm just saying.
Who
but then
didn't?
You
Can
act
I
like they
finish?
gave us zero nothing.
Can you let me finish?
That's all I'm
You
saying.
won't
But
let
you,
me finish.
you make it
my
seem like they gave
point.
us.
It's the issue. So if
You
you
act
let
like-
me finish my point,
you act like they
Ron,
kicked us in the
if
dungeon
you
and
let
closed
me
the door.
Finish my point, Ron.
I ain't even been talking. He been talking.
Well, shut up so I can finish. You're jumping to conclusions before I can say what I got to say.
You said that
I'm
we
not.
get monetary
I
compensation.
didn't.
No,
I
she
didn't
did
say
not.
nothing.
No, she
I didn't say
did not.
nothing.
She didn't
I didn't
say
say
that.
You
nothing.
said Canada gave them
I
monetary.
didn't say shit.
she didn't
You
get
won't
to
let
it
me
yet.
finish.
She
Shut
didn't
the
get to that
fuck
yet.
up.
Going on with all this wrong.
God damn.
Going on with all this
What
wrong.
I'm saying is that when the pandemic started and they had to shut down and understand these people needed to still continuously live. Yes, we got this little petty ass, the little 1,500 here.
Did you bust your check? Don't call it petty if you bust a check.
1,500. Shut up, Ron.
I'm just saying.
I
If you
won't-
bust one,
if
don't
you
call it
won't let
petty.
me
And I was still
finish.
getting my
Makes
regular
sense,
check
doesn't
too,
it?
so I ain't complaining.
Yes, we got 1,500 here, another 1,600 there, whatever the case may be. These 3 countries implemented giving them continuously monthly income up until after the pandemic, up until months after the pandemic is considered over. Right now, it hasn't been said, oh, the pandemic is completely over. Guess what? These 3 countries are still giving them their people money to assist them
Don't give me
throughout.
shit.
Money
ain't
to
getting money they
assist
gave
them
me.
throughout the pandemic. We did not get that. As a matter of fact,
We don't need that.
As
So you
a
want them to take
matter
care of
of
us.
fact, we had to wait till there was almost a government shutdown for them to finally pass to give us $600 What I'm saying is
Brittany,
that
you don't need
it
no damn money
impacted-
from the government. What are you talking
I'm not
about?
talking about me, but I'm talking about the people that
But
impact
some
in the
people did.
hospitality
Say
industry.
that.
You can't say
Wait.
that.
I don't have the right to say.
Because you're not listening.
Brittany do not need no
Y'all
money
won't
from
let
the
me
government.
finish.
I know how much she make. She make more than me,
Chill.
and I pay more
It don't
bills.
matter.
But
Shut
you
the fuck
can't
up.
say
No, you
that.
I'm
don't.
talking shit.
You're right.
I'm talking shit.
Because I've been quiet the whole time. 2 things that are dead ass wrong what you said. Number one, fuck your
God.
rights because you don't have rights. You said,
What are you talking about? See,
if you shut up, you'll know.
well, you have to start off right.
If you shut up,
Okay,
you'll
go ahead
know.
on.
If you shut up, no. Way back. Earlier, before Brittany even got anything, before you said what you said about DeSantis, you said he respected your rights in the Constitution. The Florida Constitution nor the American Constitution gives you a right to go outside or do any fucking thing.
Yes, it
That's
does.
not- wait.
See, you
Wait,
you can't start
wait,
off with fake
wait,
shit
I just
and then
said-
say be
Wait,
quiet.
no,
I just
let
said,
her
wait,
finish.
you
up.
just reacting to shit.
Shut up.
Because I want to
Finish.
based on facts. What amendment in the Constitution gives you freedom of mobility?
Freedom to liberty or whatever.
Liberty is not freedom.
It's a whole thing
Liberty
over there.
Liberty is not freedom. It's freedom within constraint.
And can I say
freedom
it's a
within
Supreme
constraints.
Court rule?
Liberty is
It's
not
a
freedom,
Supreme
bro.
Court. You know the reason
You
why
know that.
every freedom is not implied in the Constitution.
But you
we
said
have
freedom
the
to liberty.
Yes,
Liberty is
you
not
have the
freedom.
freedom of
Liberty
mobility.
is freedom within limitations.
You have the freedom of
It's not
mobility.
full freedom.
That's case closed.
You know that.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
I
All
don't
right,
think
we're
so,
gonna-
Sad.
We had the freedom of mobility.
Listen.
That's a lie if you say you don't.
Liberty.
But you had it.
But
Fuck
liberty
liberty.
is not
Hold
that.
on.
You do have the freedom of mobility. That's it.
Wait. You
That's
gotta just wait a goddamn
All right,
minute.
go ahead on. My bad.
Because it don't make no sense the way how you basing your argument right now.
You have freedom of mobility.
Liberty is defined as freedom within limitations.
But no, I said fuck that.
Wait.
The Constitution's okay. Go ahead on. Go ahead.
Wait.
Go ahead on.
It's defined within liberty. Liberty is defined like that. And the reason you even made my point, you said the Constitution doesn't like write out definitions of what your true freedoms are. You know why? Because at any beckon moment in time, the government can change what those freedoms are. If the government pass a law that say you can no longer drive cars, you don't have the right to drive cars no more. So if the government pass a law that say don't take your ass outside, you don't have the right to go outside. So therefore, you saying your rights are being violated, they are not. That's how America works. It's a republic. So I don't like when people play with words because that's the true definition.
You can yell all you want to, but
That's
you're
the
wrong.
True definition.
You
of
can yell all
the
you want
word. If you don't have,
Okay,
you have
so-
freedom of hold on, Janay. You have freedom of mobility between states right now. Just like, and Cub, we done talked about this. Without the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, we don't have the protection.
The U.S. Constitution and Supreme Court recognizes that travel rights entails privacy and free domestic movement without governmental abridgment. This is the Constitution.
Right.
What are we talking about?
What he just brought
That's
up.
the Constitution.
Wait.
That's why I said we're talking for nothing.
What he just brought up is true. You have freedom of mobility until they say you don't.
No, you don't. If you have freedom of speech or whatever, you don't. No, you have to get an amendment and you have to amend the fucking Constitution.
Right.
No, you
think
no.
The freedom of mobility that you just pulled up is defined as travel, commerce. Number one. That's number one. So don't pull up some shit like I don't know it. Because number one.
No, because you don't know.
The reason why I know that is because there's people who have an argument that you should not need a driving license to operate a vehicle. And the reason why they argue the reason why they argue that is because of that same exact law right there, which is
not a law.
About commerce state to state.
I think that's what we're getting fucked up at. This is not just a law. This is a constitutional.
You live in there is nobody, whether you listening in Sweden or wherever, do not get it twisted. You in Georgia, wherever. In America, you don't have the right to do whatever the fuck you want.
No.
That's bullshit. You don't have the right to do anything. You have liberties that are given to you by the government. At any point in time, if the government decides to take away one of your liberties, and I'm going to pull up one, the 1963 Voting Rights Act that we had, our government say, now you niggas have the right to vote without pretenses, and we're going to look into anything when they try to purge voting rolls, right? That was the law all the way until 2007 or 8 or whatever it was. And then the Supreme Court said, you know what? We changed our mind. Now, without the government passing a law, which is the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, which is still sitting on the Senate floor, we no longer have those rights. You want me to prove it? Motherfucking Ron DeSantis just the other day purged another 30,000 votes from the registry, which under the John Lewis Voting Rights Act would be
against the law.
Now, all the way for the last since 1962, you had those quote unquote rights. You no longer had those rights once they said you don't, because that's how the government works. So now we're in a pandemic. If the government want to say, the federal government, which supersedes state law, says, hey, you motherfuckers can't go nowhere.
So is that why they were?
You don't have the right to go a motherfucking place because that's how the shit works. And guess what? You do have to. Wait a minute.
We just talking about how this shit works.
Can you let me ask you a question?
Nigga been talking for 5 minutes and you talking about still letting him talk.
I looked at the clock. Y'all talk for 10 minutes. I ain't say shit.
I want to ask.
Number one, hold on, Janae. Number one, yeah, you can't. You got to make amendments to constitutions. However, there's no fucking where in the Constitution that they say you have the right to go to the grocery store. That's not in the Constitution.
That's not true.
It's not.
How you just go? That's not.
So let me
just go. That is. I just read it.
When we did have a shutdown, when we did have a quote unquote shutdown, I do admit that Florida was less shut down than a lot of other states in America. Okay,
and we were fine.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay. I mean, I wouldn't think it was fine. I think anybody dying is not fine. But people
talk for 30 minutes.
Okay, but so let's say that they really did shut us down. There was a point one time, like if they shut us down to the point where they're going to bring in troops to make sure people don't leave. That would be in a whatever you call it, that would be going against the Constitution. That would be against our
So you gonna shoot me if I come outside?
Yeah.
No, seriously. That is when you go down to a. No, I'm asking. Wow.
Is right.
I'm just saying, wow.
But they would bring.
You can sit up there and tell me.
I'm saying that
to
they
stay
would.
in the house.
Because
I don't. What if I don't give a fuck about life?
I want him to.
No, but that's why they would bring in troops. But I'm saying that's why they would bring in troops to keep you in your place, and they would make an example out of anybody.
Then they might as well go to the grocery store for me and give me rations.
They're not going to shoot you.
You might as well just you might as well ration the whole country and give me what I need and just let me stay in the house.
The first resort is
how I'm gonna pay my bills. How I'm gonna do anything.
The first resort is they're not going to shoot you. They're going to take you to jail.
But
that's honestly the first.
How am I going to do anything if I have to stay in the house?
So, but no, they're going to bring you. They're going to drop off shit. It's not might not. They might not give you. You might have Oreos.
In Spain and Canada, like I said,
you're not going to go go nowhere.
Just because they did it don't mean a nigga like me want that.
I want Jax to respond to the monetary part I was
That's
talking
the
about.
part I don't get. Y'all be like, oh, these other countries did. What if I don't want that? What if I like the way they did it here? What if I don't care about the other country?
So can you let him respond to the monetary part?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Can you let
him respond to the monetary part, please? Go ahead.
So then on the monetary part that I wanted to get on, number one, so Cuz was like, when Brittany brought up you giving out money, or like how you just brought up giving out rations, and y'all both said, oh, what if I want to do that? Then cool. You don't have to want to do something. Just like you said, if you bust the check or whatever, right? Just because Cuz don't think that we should have got more in money during the pandemic don't mean that's everybody's opinion.
Right.
You have to remember, your opinion isn't the opinion of the masses.
It's not.
That's your individual opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want something to be like that, then yeah, you need to go vote for somebody who want to keep it like that. However, I will say this. You know what the pandemic showed everybody? Or whatever? That Americans are not ready for what the government really is. And let me explain to y'all, because guess what? If something really was going on, like like say the pandemic was Ebola, which is has a 90% death rate, right?
Ain't gonna make it.
If the pandemic was Ebola, niggas still would have the same attitude of, I'm still gonna go to the store, I'm still gonna do what I want, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go into what Janay said, where they would have to forcibly keep you in the house. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. The reason why the government is structured the way it is and everything working the way the government, they don't give a fuck about Tank, you, me, or whatever. They want the United States of American government to exist at all times.
Correct.
You niggas, this goes into my whole the anti-gun thing, right? I want niggas to have guns and all that, but I just hate when niggas say I want guns just in case the government come on an uprising. You can't beat the government.
You gotta go out and shoot them.
Yeah, the government, you can't outshoot the government, right? You also can't outright the government. The government have shown time and time again since the beginning of the government, they don't give a fuck about your rights. So when we get in a bind like the pandemic, we love to say, oh, well, it's my rights. They don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. But a nigga like me don't give a fuck.
Okay, great.
We agree. We all agree.
I'm a do what I want to do.
Specifically to the monetary part.
But then
I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
Specifically to the money part. Speak to that. That's what I want to speak to.
What you saying? How I'm gonna get money or something in the pandemic?
Y'all literally not listening to what I'm saying.
I'm asking you though.
I want him to speak to the money part that I was talking about when I said it was petty. It's a reason why I said that, because a lot of people in these bigger industries, such as the hospitality industry, the food industry, and all other good stuff, you saw the disparity when we talk about pay is concerned. That when I say those petty checks,
just for
$1,600, $1,400 stuff like that,
they don't even pay
whenever it wasn't enough to keep them afloat. I have a sister that was in that industry that lost so much money, and guess what? For those who say, "Oh, Brittany, you make a lot of money, blah blah blah, you don't need it," I had to help her. I had to help my father. So yes, when I say it was petty, yes, it was petty because those people in my family lost money. They didn't have the money. So guess what? They came to me because our government, who's supposed to take care of us, who should have given us monthly stipends.
But was it not loans? Was it not all kind of shit you could take out?
Like the 3 countries that I named who gave monthly stipends, like the 3 countries I named that gave monthly and are still giving monthly stipends, those would have helped people like those who are in my family continue to stay afloat. I'm also in the mortgage industry. Those people I talk to every day who owes now $50,000, shit like that, because they couldn't go to work. And our government, who's supposed to be for the people, did not give out money like these other 3 countries that I'm naming. Jax, please speak to that.
Also, you want to know something too? You want to know
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is, I know a lot of people who lost a lot of shit, and you know what they did? Started their own business, and they business thriving now, and doing their own thing. They went out and found a way, and they didn't sit here and complain about the government didn't give me this, the government do that. They went out and they found ways to do shit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro. You can't always.
How was my father going to start a business? How was my sister going to start a business? It's not everybody who's doing that. Everybody's not like-minded, Ron.
Well, I can say,
so everybody ain't got survival don't kick in at some point.
My father's supposed to do that.
I would say one thing.
Okay, Ron. Everybody don't have the means for that.
One thing that Brittany said is the government's supposed to do this for me. See, you said
should have.
Yes, and this is where it's
because you believe that they suspect your rights, right?
No. This is where we have 2 different kind of Americans or whatever. We have the Americans who believe in. We have the Americans who believe in individualism and your own getting it out there, and then we have the people who think government needs to take care of them. We have people that want to
You got those who lead and those who follow. Period.
Yeah. I don't want the government to do a motherfucking thing for me.
You feel like it's not
right.
The purpose in America
What's the purpose
or whatever.
Of government in America? What's the
That you elect. That you elect.
To stay the fuck out the way of the people.
But
That's the purpose.
But you elect them.
Hold on one
The
second.
people are supposed to run the government.
Stop.
The will of the people. That's the purpose
the
to
purpose
provide
of-
for the
okay.
will of the
Fuck
people.
Republican.
That's it.
Okay, wait. Okay. So you feel like the purpose of the American government is to depose the will of the people.
Yes.
Cool. So the will of the people based on polls and whatnot.
Oh shit! Here we go.
No, wait.
Shit, here we
You
go.
can't do both.
No.
Wait.
Cause you finna bring in some commie shit.
I'm not.
It'd be
If
like
the
the will of the people is what?
If the
What's the will of the people, my nigga?
If the will of the people says that we want the shutdown to happen and for the government to compensate us out of the money stipend that they already
You
have,
vote for the people
Tax
that's gonna
money
do
that
that.
you already paid.
You vote for the people that's gonna do that.
Wait.
That's it.
Then the government should do that.
No. They
Based
should.
on what you just
No.
said.
Now, wait, let me. Based on who you voted for. If you voted for people that's going to do that, then yeah. But if the people you voted for didn't get in, then all right.
Which is why.
If I want the kind of government that's ran like DeSantis or whatever, then this is what I want. I don't want
government you deserve.
I want DeSantis.
Which is my point.
I don't want Newsom.
No, my nigga. This is my point, and I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
You think we got the government we deserve?
You get the
No,
government because
no,
the money I'm talking
everybody
about is
do.
your money. It's my
No,
money.
you
It's
don't.
everybody's
No, you
money.
don't.
So
No,
why
you
can I
don't.
get
You
that
don't
money
always.
Let me
back?
say this before we get out of
Oh,
here.
okay.
Cuz said the purpose of the government is the will of the people, to serve the will of the people. I disagree with that.
What's the purpose of the government?
A lot I disagree with that.
What's the
Number
purpose of the government?
That would be a true democracy. A democracy, the purpose of a democracy is to execute the will of the people. We don't fucking live in a democracy. We live in a republic. So when you say vote for the person that you want to do that, then yeah, that would make sense in a true democracy. However,
We do live in a democracy. It's just Americans don't treat it as such.
Hold on.
If everybody voted, it would be a democracy.
No, it wouldn't.
If everybody
Let me tell
voted,
you why it
why
wouldn't.
would it?
How? When they don't-
Why
If
wouldn't
everybody
it?
voted,
Let me tell you
huh?
why I wouldn't.
If everybody voted
I'ma
their
put it
interests.
simple.
Because you
Number
don't
one.
win because you have the most votes.
Well, listen.
Well, not
A
presidential.
democracy is, for example, do we do a government shutdown? We all go to the poll and we vote. And if it say yes, then we shut it down. If it say no, then we don't. That's a democracy. This is a republic.
Well, whatever
You
we
send
is, that's what I like.
You send a representative.
We're a republic. We're cool. Okay, we get it. It's a republic.
Democracy can execute the will of
All right, well, we're a republic. I love it.
You send
Fuck New Zealand.
But that's because you don't rely on anyone else.
Yes,
But
and that's the American way.
Then be a
Say that ain't
sovereign.
the
Then be a
American way.
sovereign
I'm not
individual.
saying that
Be
it's
a sovereign
not.
individual.
I'm not saying that it's not, but
Yeah.
I'm
Now
saying
it's time
that
to go
you're
pee.
being
Thank God.
insensitive to the people who is not able to do that because
Well,
not
let me say
everyone
this,
can do
Janay.
that.
I'm just gonna say this. Number one, you niggas have to realize you live in a republic. You send a representative to Congress
From
to
your
represent what
area.
you have to say. So even then, even within a republic, a republic is a micro democracy. Let me tell you why. Because even though I'll say we voted for Rick Rubio or whatever, Marco Rubio, right? That's our representative.
Call that Rick Rubio.
Rick Rubio. Right?
Ricky.
But
I didn't hear no damn water.
But listen,
That's nasty.
so we voted for
It is.
Marco Rubio. He's our representative.
Fuck that cracker.
Even
Oh,
though
my Lord.
us as a people may feel like, I'm talking about the people of Florida, we may feel like, hey man, we don't want to make it legal to dump cyanide poison into the Everglades or whatever, right? That don't mean Rubio gonna vote like that because he's a micro democracy now. He's gonna vote in the way that he thinks is best for Florida. So it's not a true democracy, number one.
Because we should
I
be
thought
able
we
to
already
vote
said
and
this.
he
It's a
just
goddamn
go ahead.
republic. We own it.
Said
Number
he
two,
like it like
this
that.
is right, and that's what my point is about that. Okay, cuz like it like that. I don't like it like that.
You won't comment,
But
but
what niggas need
you-
to realize, don't contradict yourself. And what I mean by that, or whatever, right? Cause this is not a true democracy. So therefore, you don't have true rights. And what I mean by that is, if everybody in Congress vote that the shit shut down and you can't get out the house, That's the way it is.
Can I say this?
Everybody, hold on. If everybody vote that it stay open, then I have to live with that too.
If everybody in Congress
That's
vote,
how
if
shit work.
everybody vote or whatever in Congress that you can't have a gun, it don't work like that. It goes through. I think we conflating rights and constitutional rights or whatever. The constitutional rights are the constitutional right. You can't just go into Congress and then vote. You don't have freedom of speech no more. No,
Well,
you
the things
can't.
have to
You
make
still
it
have
to a
freedom.
bill.
Like a state. Florida cannot just say, hey, y'all cannot say this. It was a whole typical with the rap albums and shit or whatever. You can't say this. You can say this because it's a constitutional shit. Bitches can't just make a law saying you can't do specific things that's in the Constitution.
Right.
That's it.
But guess what?
That's
Specifically, the Constitution does not say you have the right to go to market.
It does say you have the
does
freedom
not.
of mobility.
It
That's
does not
it.
say you have the right to go to market. The freedom of mobility applies to commerce. And I'm telling you it do now, cuz you just gotta trust me on that one because I done looked in that shit.
But I can go where I want to go.
Right.
They can't tell me to stay in the house. I can go where I want to go.
Right.
But
However,
if they
wait,
shut
wait.
the-
You got to close the
Wait,
goddamn
wait,
grocery store
wait,
down in.
wait,
It is, and
wait,
they gonna
then
drop
that
you
would
off
mean-
shit in your
then
front
that would mean-
yard.
Wait, cuz, here go my thing. If
They
you
gonna
did
drop-
have true
drop it
freedom
off.
of mobility, that would mean every police checkpoint is illegal.
It's a lot of stuff.
don't have the
Well,
right to stop me.
wait. It's a lot of stuff they do that's illegal. We ain't got to pay no goddamn income tax, but we do it because we dumbasses.
No,
That's it.
In order to do that, you need to become a sovereign
I have no
individual. So
disagreement
to
with
be a sovereign
Then
individual,
that
no, you
means-
don't
No,
have
no,
to.
no, no. In general, nobody got to pay
No,
income tax, but we
technically-
just do it.
Taxation is theft.
It is.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not,
You
it's not
texting me on
true.
something I
There's
work for.
nothing-
I
there's
understand
nothing
that.
in the Constitution that says we have to pay taxes.
And that's my
Now,
argument.
We just doing it like some.
And
They bullying us.
America
I don't.
was- but guess what? I'm glad
That's-
you brought that up. That brings the whole conversation full circle before
Yep.
we get to final thoughts.
I damn sure don't pay my
Not
taxes
only are they
at
bullying
all.
us, but that's how the shit works. Our government works. You do things through the force of violence. We brought this up on the show before, right? There's two types of people in the world. If there's a container and the container have $1 million in it, and on the container it says free $1 million for whoever grabs, right? But it's a rope around the container, and it says do not cross rope, prosecute, blah 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 blah. So it say you go to jail if you cross the rope, right? But if you get the $1 million, it's free. It's your $1 million, right? But to do that, you would have to break the law to get the $1 million. Grabbing the container and owning the $1 million is legal, but you got to break the law to get the $1 million, right? There's two types of people: they people who will and people who won't.
Tax.
And that's
Well,
what
what
America,
if it ain't me that crossed? What if I rented a crane
then
and,
there's
I
people
got
like
the
Janay
money
who try to
that
come
will
over.
That's
dump
conspiracy.
shit over and dump
Now you
shit
gonna get
over
charged
and
with
dump
conspiracy.
But you still, but
How you getting charged with conspiracy?
just the
How?
baseline.
I didn't. You told me.
You
You
put
said
that
if
shit
I
together.
crossed.
But
You
somebody
gotta
got to
be
go to jail,
specific.
Janae. That's the
Oh.
thing. It's still through the act of violence. So the way
Bruh,
things
listen
are-
podcast number whatever in the books.
Hold on. The way things are enforced, and the way it's just like with religion. The reason why people follow rules is through the fear of violence. Now, they might not say, I'm going to come beat your ass, Ron, but you know if I run this red light, I'm going to jail or whatever the fact is. I'm just using that as a parable. But that's how people in the government in America, that's how our country works. We don't have anarchy and chaos through the fear of violence.
Tax.
That's how it works. So there's two people. There's people that will break the rules, Jeffrey Dahmer and whoever else, and do whatever they want, and people who don't. And that's how we get a peace. And luckily for everyone, most people are people who won't.
Yep.
Like when we asked this question before, I said I'm getting $1 million. I'm gonna step over that rope.
Why
I'ma
wouldn't
grab
you?
$1 million, and you would too. And come with
Why
it.
not?
I'm not.
But guess
I'm
what?
too
Why?
Cute. I'm too cute to go to jail.
But guess what? Brittany said she wouldn't do it. Kendra said she wouldn't do it. My sister said she
You gotta
wouldn't
catch
do it.
me. Shit. You
I'm
gotta-
too
So,
cute.
see,
But in
but
my
that's the
mind, I'm
thing.
gonna go to jail. In my mind, that's how I think.
I owe them cracker back taxes now. They ain't gonna get it.
Man.
Come get it. Come get me, big.
That's what it comes down to.
I would rent something and I would just dump the money over technically.
And then
You
she's
said
still
if
going
I-
to jail.
How? Why would I go
She
to
got
jail?
the little picker thing grabbing and shit. Take your ass to jail. Get your big ass to jail. But at the end of the day, man, like, it's good to have debates and arguments like this because it shows the differences in how we think. But it also, I think, it shows the holes in our government and understanding of the civic process or whatever. Because, for example, some people have argued that freedom of mobility applies to you being able to go to Puerto Rico without a passport because it belongs to America.
Right.
And then some people have argued that that goes into commerce and travels. Because guess what? The Constitution is just like the Bible. It's vague and ununderstandable.
And written long
You
time
can't
ago.
A lot of
understand the
people,
shit.
yeah.
So like it's that's why law is a debate. like law is a practice. You ever notice they say practice in medicine, practice in law? Because it's not set in stone how it is.
It's not definitive.
So at the end of the day,
words are meant for interpretation.
Well, about the state shit or whatever, when you're like, you think you have laws? No, you think you have laws in Florida and all that. Well, the thing is, you vote for the type of people who are going to enforce the law the way that you want it to.
But can I ask you something? When I said it don't make no sense because it doesn't, you don't win. You said for the president, is the president? And this might be a dumb question.
What you talking about?
Is it only? So they don't. So like the governor or the mayor or whatever. When we vote here locally for those people, they win by the popular vote. It's not okay.
Correct. The electoral college only.
Well, they chop it up and they redline shit. It's all kind of political games
that goes into play. Is you?
But technically, this person should win governor because in Florida they got the most votes.
Correct.
How they slice it up.
The governorship and your
local
congressional people and local. That's all.
That's all us.
The only thing that's antiquated is the electoral college with the president.
Okay,
Everything
I didn't
else
know
is
that.
based on popular vote.
Yes, ma'am.
Or whatever. So, and then that's another thing too. Like electoral. Okay,
that's another show.
Example, if you take Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho,
caucuses,
and you mix all of those people together, it equals 3.6 million people. There's 3.6 million people in Puerto Rico. However, those states I just named, they have 10% of the voting rights in America. Because they get 2 senators each and they get a congressperson. But Puerto Rico has no rights. They don't get no senator and their representative does not have a right to vote.
Well, fuck them. That's some gangster shit we did down there, man.
Territory. They're not recognized as an actual state.
We don't give the right to vote in the 80s.
Yeah. They're territories.
People lived in Washington, D.C. and they did not have the right to vote for the president.
Yep.
Think about that shit.
That's crazy.
So that's why I say people don't truly understand the civics of how America works and the bullshit that's really being put around. I would love to switch to full democracy, but as Cuz would say, that's some communist shit, and he ain't with it. But if we switch,
what you said it was, we're Republican,
burn it
right?
down.
We are a Republican.
Burn it down. We're gonna take care of ourselves, Brittany. Fuck it.
We're
gonna burn it down and take care of ourselves.
Yeah, you're gonna be a sovereign.
We don't
individual.
need them.
Good job.
Burn it down, Brittany.
I'm moving to Puerto Rico.
Fuck them.
I'm moving to Puerto Rico.
Bro, listen podcast episode number whatever this is.
We're gonna hang their ass up like Game of Thrones.
Ron did this shit on purpose. He was a troll ass nigga today.
I don't think Ron was trolling.
No, man,
fuck he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Because I'm finna play devil's advocate.
Because see, I trolled Ron last time. That's why he did that shit.
I think Ron ugly.
That's right.
My God.
I think
that's why he did that shit.
He a cool ass nigga that's full of shit. And I'm always gonna.
It's no school tomorrow, bitch.
It isn't.
And I'm always gonna
I really want to.
Wait, can we get
I really want to give my baby mama a really pound cake. Cause I need to make me a pound cake.
I told you what to do with her.
Put this bitch in a diabetic.
I told you what to do with her.
You know that cyanide has no taste or smell.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they not gonna know it's coming. They not gonna know it's coming.
I did not hear that just now.
I told you to go get you 3 or 4 grams of heroin.
Ron, final thoughts.
And call the police, and you're gonna be rid of for about 6 or 7 years. Bro. I keep telling you what to do.
Ron, final thoughts.
Wait, you
don't get to do that.
I want to move this shit along.
What you got?
What you got to go do? What y'all finna go do, bro?
I want to get off this podcast.
What y'all finna do?
Y'all stress me out.
What time y'all gotta be there? Y'all just
fuck off, Ron.
For sure.
What you got that?
What's that?
It's 2:44, man.
What you got that unk on for?
I wear this all the time when I go out.
What does the unk represent?
Unk represents continuous life.
Who said that?
I'm not doing this with you on the show. Let's end the show. I want to end the show.
The unk represents female fertility.
That's continuous
energy
life.
and all that shit. Right?
Yes,
and the dick.
Masculine, feminine, and unity.
I wrap that up into
like
one
you need to
bowl.
grab it real quick.
See, the show went full circle.
Brittany, I got one too, Brittany.
I didn't smoke before I came to the show. It's the issue. I did not smoke before I came to the show.
We brothers and sisters.
You got an unk too?
Yeah, we brothers and sisters.
I want to get a tattoo.
See what I did there?
See, if people would have told me I was going to smoke before I got
I just want you to hold your
Don't do drugs, Brittany. You're basically showing us that don't do drugs.
Weed is not a drug, it's a plant.
And invoke the energy.
It's a drug.
Weed is not a drug, it's a plant.
Cocaine's a drug.
Weed is not a drug,
it's a plant.
Exactly.
Cocaine's a plant and it's a drug.
It's a plant.
So it's categorized as drugs.
They turn it into a drug.
Yes,
They do things to weed too. They don't just pull that shit out the ground and just roll it up.
I get mine from the dispensary.
At least when you go to the dispensary, that's not just pulled out the ground. I just want you to know that it's all kind of chemicals.
And that's great. I did not smoke before I got here. I don't give a fuck what you saying.
Do the lady at the dispensary know what the means?
I didn't wear it to the dispensaries. It's a several.
Water,
in the fucking show, Jax. Like,
where did you get it from? Because it is lovely, if I do say so myself.
What kind of wood is made from?
I mean, that could be.
That's
bamboo.
2 different kinds of wood, too.
Is that
brown
bamboo?
and then it light?
Yeah.
I like that
why
shit.
You let
like
get
rosewood.
That Amazon?
You know, Rosewood is a place where niggas got killed and they ain't have no
In
arms.
Florida.
I'm like really old. I'm
Who
really
was that?
old.
Lou Gehrig Jr.?
Burn that
bitch. Who the bald head man? And
Burn that bitch down. Lou Jerry Jr. What the fuck is that? No, man.
No, that wasn't being right.
Yes, it was in Rosewood,
Oh,
man.
that was
Lou
Ben Rain.
Gossett Jr. Ain't that the nigga?
Lou Gehrig is a damn disease. Lou Gehrig is a disease.
Baseball player.
That's a nigga, ain't it?
Right now.
Lou Gehrig is a
I feel like the
disease.
luckiest man alive. No, he not a nigga. Don't do that because then niggas gonna say he black like they be saying Babe Ruth black.
He is. Who white nigga saying
Oh
that?
my gosh.
Niggas be saying Abraham Lincoln
That's
was
my
black.
phone.
I heard that conspiracy though. I've heard that conspiracy
I
that he was black.
mulatto.
I've heard that he was a black man. Nah, we ain't gonna
He
go
look like a
into
nigga
that.
to me.
He had the nigga shit. I don't know.
Look at a picture of that nigga when he shaved.
Okay. All I ever seen him was with the shit. The beard was
overly
niggerish.
stimulated. I'm about to lose my shit.
Brothers
It's
apply.
You getting overly stimulated. What you doing now?
It's
What's
too
wrong with
much
you, girl?
Noise. It's too much noise, and it's bothering me. Stop.
About people that have mental disabilities that don't acknowledge them.
I do not have a mental disability.
Yeah,
There's too
yeah.
much going
You
on.
clearly have a.
I acknowledge
what's that shit
mine.
when you get stimulated too much. A sensory. What's that shit called?
I've never been
I have
diagnosed
no
with
idea
nothing, but I
what
know
you're talking
my,
about.
Autistic when you can't handle sensory stuff.
my son is autistic.
But
I know that.
if you about to catch one, we can all leave the table.
I'm not, but if y'all, it's like it's a lot going on.
If we
and
wait,
I'm trying
if
to
we
be
keep
nice.
talking, you on bus.
No,
More commotion. Come on.
shut up.
What you say overstimulated? I have no idea what that means.
Granddaddy used to say, ain't nothing wrong with their ass.
It's a lot going on right now. This
That nigga said
When I
more
get
commotion.
stimulated, God damn it, it's a goddamn.
So you know when Jax, y'all be trying to do the show and Jax got the music
On
up
the
too
table.
loud, and I'm like, please turn the music down because I can't focus.
can't
My
take-
ears are
it's
not.
too
I can't.
much-
It's too
too
much.
many things.
Stop.
All right, that's going on. Yeah, we ready to find a
Stop.
thought.
Ron, I'm about to get a final thought. Y'all know what the girl did to me or whatever, and I had walked
Suck
out
your
the
dick
room.
from the back.
Banging
No,
ass.
I was about to fuck
Finger.
this
He
girl.
said finger.
I about to fuck this girl, and
Brittany,
she
you
had,
my nigga. Boy, I
she
tell
had
you.
the tip of my meat and it'll pre-cum on it, and she was like, "Damn, daddy, you wet." I was like, "Bitch, I gotta go." Ron, final thought.
Damn. I got wet. Oh, damn. Because I done had to have. Damn, I was wet.
Wait a minute.
My final thought is I don't live in Canada. I don't live in
New Zealand.
New Zealand. I don't live in Ukraine. Fuck them. I live in America.
God
This is where
damn.
I'm at. I'm going to do what I do. I don't care who say what they say. Black power. I'm out. Follow King Talk Media.
Final thought.
My final thought is last episode, not one of these episodes made me realize that a lot of times we don't know what the fuck we be talking about. I went and looked at a whole bunch of that Ukraine shit, and half of the shit I listened to the show again too. Half of the shit we was talking about was all wrong. Yeah, they're all wrong. And we done talked about all this other shit. The reason why I don't like talking about, I'm gonna be real quick, but I ain't gonna be done. The reason I don't like talking about a whole bunch of Trump shit and all that because it's about to be a goddamn nuclear war, and I don't like how nobody talking. Yeah, I don't like the way we talking. I don't like the way the cracker Zelensky talking. I don't like the way Putin talking. Only person that's talking some sense is goddamn China saying, "Hey, everybody need to calm the fuck down and de-escalate." But everybody just talking about going to war with Russia like it's just
Like it's not gonna be
like
nothing.
it ain't nothing. Niggas, you know what? See, a lot of them niggas been punched in the mouth. They have no idea what the fuck war is. They just talking out their ass. This shit is goddamn serious. You can't just go over there and be like and get into a real goddamn war game shit with Russia. Goddamn it. Last thing, Ukraine, you ain't joining goddamn NATO. God damn it. So you get that out your fucking
Like
mind.
he talking directly to them.
Yeah, I gotta talk to him.
That's the best. But that's
For real?
the basis
okay.
of the war.
Yeah,
That's the
Ukraine.
basis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that shit up.
No, I'm saying it's like he was talking directly to somebody in the
There's
room.
no way that Russia could let you join NATO and let America come and point and let all the motherfuckers just come and point missiles and shit right at Russia border. It's not gonna happen. If y'all trying to do that, it's gonna be World War III. And with Putin, if you do get Ukraine, then fuck it. But then if you try to go into another goddamn area, then it's gonna be World War III. All this shit could end bad. Everybody need to try to negotiate and chill the fuck out. That's it.
I would hope that they would
Go
do that as
America.
well.
Smoke a blunt.
Are you finished or are you done?
Fuck them Canadians. I can't stand the Canadians. They up there. They don't know what's a boy, what's a girl, what got a dick, what got a pussy. They don't know nothing.
You done?
Go ahead on. Final thought.
Thank you.
Don't let me hold you up.
I wish you would stop fucking talking. I don't like when you talk over me. That shit drives me crazy. It just drives me up the wall. Final thought. Spit it out or swallow it. Okay, final thought. We talked about a lot of shit on the show. Number one, black women are the most unprotected women, unprotected individuals in this country. So for those who like, we live in America, great, go for America, protect your black women, number one. Number two, shit, I don't even know, because y'all got on my goddamn nerves. Number two, when we talk about income in America and the economy, you guys notice that inflation is going up, inflation rates are going up, mortgage rates are going up, all of the good stuff. Pandemic technically has not been considered over with. Hasn't. Yet people are still struggling out here. The hospitality industry took a hit and never bounced back, and it's not going to bounce back. If you notice, a lot of your mom and pop restaurants and all the other good stuff are shutting down left and right because they can't keep workers. And the reason why is because the pandemic exposed the disparities as far as income is concerned between these different industries as it relates to people working every day. Not everybody has the same mind to go out here and start their own businesses. Some people just want to go to work, pay their bills, and be happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's not the same. It also exposed the fact that the minimum wage is trash. When I talk about us having stipends monthly, again, Andrew Yang was going for the universal basic income, and if we would have elected him and he would have been in office, this would have been a thing. This would have been a thing.
I was for Yang. We fucked over Yang so much.
Right.
He in politics.
But this would have been a thing to where when being in the pandemic itself and these things being implemented, it wouldn't be so much out here where people got to go get PP loans and all that other good stuff and scam and rob and all that other good stuff. So with saying that, you get the government that you deserve, and that's why, as America being the biggest superpower out there, we are dumb as fuck. But with that being said, fuck bitches get money. Yo.
The lovely queen and the smartest person on the show, Janay.
Doing her like that, bro.
She is a beautiful woman. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Oh my God. I was gonna say I was just happy to be on the show. When we do our thing is we have a different vibe and a different mood, but I like coming on this show and I like listening to this show because you guys exposed me to things that I wouldn't. Honest to God, right from when you came on our show, y'all know I never was even into politics. I never voted. I never even cared at all, honestly, because I didn't feel like my vote made a difference.
Word of advice: stay that way.
I don't go as far as you guys go, but I do need to be somewhat educated. Like I still need to know some things. Now I wouldn't go as deep as y'all go because it's not for me in that way. It's just not my thing. It doesn't do anything for me. But
sick of this shit.
But I do enjoy it, and thank you guys for having me on the show today.
Always, Janay, you're welcome. Leave this nigga home.
Okay.
Brett Nation, something real quick. By the time you hear this episode next week or whatever, me and Janay gonna be together. Because she fine as hell, and I didn't realize that was a natural.
I'm going to send her the picture of the Hoochie Daddy shorts. I'm going to send it to her.
Natural booties jiggle different when you hit it from the back. I'm just trying to get there. They do. You heard my boo. They do. Fine.
Disgusting.
Listen, man. I just want to point out something that Tank said about the nuclear war thing or whatever.
That is true.
All you niggas don't understand what's going on. Everybody not as tuned in or locked in as me and Tank. But guess what? We all gonna die.
Blown to smithereens.
We all gonna die together. Because Putin gonna blow us the fuck up. I actually think the Ukraine should have the right to join NATO. Because guess what, Putin? Why don't you just chill the fuck out? Why are you putting little babies on the bus and making them go to Ukraine to fight? And they like, yo, I don't want to go. Why are you also like...
Oh, that sounds familiar as fuck.
Using incendiary bombs on people.
Vietnam War.
And you burning up old people and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
You hate for him to talk over you, but you continuously talk over this man here. You're the pot calling the kettle black. I'm sorry, bro.
You know,
I was agreeing with him.
At the end of the day, man, Putin gonna kill us all. And hopefully, I'm just with Janay. Comfortable,
man. Get the
holding hands as we
you
do
talking
the
over here. Remember, pot calling the kettle black, right?
Because guess what? One nuke ain't enough. You get a nuke, and you get a nuke,
right?
And
we all get a nuke.
Wait a minute, let me finish. You talking
we
over?
We all gonna die together. Although Brittany ruined my point, She actually made some good points today, which is rare. I just want to say this about black women too, and I'm not going to emphasize this on the show because I feel like I'm already the black woman villain on this show. Y'all not bitches because your daddy wasn't there. Y'all are bitches because y'all want to be bitches. Stop being bitches. Same reason why niggas is fuck niggas because they want to be fuck niggas. Fuck niggas don't be like, oh man, I'm a fuck nigga because I ain't have no daddy. No, my nigga, you a fuck nigga because you a fuck nigga.
I mean, I agree with that. People need to take some responsibility and stop blaming. I think me and Brittany were just saying that it's a cultural thing that is taught culturally.
You a queen. Whatever you said was relative.
Brittany, don't talk over this point.
I just want to say this though. People have choices in life to do things, and people choose to be bad or good. Mm-hmm. So every time you go through life, you choose what you do. And it's your choice. It got nothing to do with your goddamn daddy.
At this age,
you don't know that nigga, so why would it affect you anyways? You said your mama wasn't good enough? Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
365, 3 we grind. We give a nigga somebody to put on their mind. Ron, give me a nigga.
Oh, shit, I forgot you.
You forgot, huh? Too busy trying to check me. Go ahead, do your research. We'll be back to you.
We were talking about slavery earlier. But he's not a nigga, though. Who I
no
was
matter.
Go ahead. We were talking about John Brown earlier. I want to do John Brown.
John Brown.
We mentioned him before.
Stop the show.
We on the show.
We love bringing it.
We were just talking about his head earlier.
As previously stated on Bro Listen, John Brown is an honorary nigga.
Oh, we gave him the nigga card? Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
19th century white person that was like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna kill all y'all unless y'all let these niggas free.
And killed them.
Shout out John Brown. Cuz, give me a nigga.
Another week, a week ago, we had a whole bunch of misinformation about the great Louis Farrakhan. So go and look up Louis Farrakhan and just his record.
Cuz is right. Me and Brittany was incorrect. We thought
y'all talking about Farrakhan?
Yeah,
I didn't want to say y'all.
We was shitting on Farrakhan.
Still gonna shit on him.
I apologize. You cult leader. We wasn't talking about you. We was talking about the great prophet Elijah Muhammad.
They put young bitches on.
Elijah Muhammad used to fuck with them young bitches, though. That's why him and Malcolm X had their little thing.
We got it mixed out. So fuck Elijah Muhammad for
wow.
bitches. And Farrakhan is not fuck you for fucking with young bitches. It's fuck you for running a cult. Brittany, give me a nigga.
Cornel West.
Oh, that's my nigga with dude.
Dead?
No.
Yeah. That man ain't dead.
No.
Everybody dead now, but every time I look up a nigga
be dead.
Nigga died.
No.
Nigga Hagrid died. Nigga.
Oh, yeah, broke my heart, man. Damn. Shout out Hagrid. Damn.
Shout out Slytherin. Bro, see, this is another thing. If Harry Potter was real, I would be a Death Eater. Because fuck y'all niggas, because y'all need somebody to tell y'all to do right. All that freedom of this, freedom of that, goddamn Avada Kedavra.
Hey, real quick, I took the test. I'm not Hufflepuff. I'm Ravenclaw.
I'm Ravenclaw too. I was Ravenclaw. I was Ravenclaw, bro.
I'm not Hufflepuff.
What you was? He was Gryffindor.
I can believe you.
He was Gryffindor. I wanted to be Slytherin though, for the record. That's what I wanted to be.
I wanted to be anything but Hufflepuff. That's what I wanted to be. Anything but Hufflepuff.
Philosopher once said, when I took my test and I put on the hat and I became Slytherin, favor ain't fair. Favor ain't fair.
What you is, bro?
A fucking muggle.
I have no idea.
It's a fucking muggle. You're a muggle.
I have no idea.
I don't even watch Harry Potter like that, but I took the test. I was not gonna be Hufflepuff.
Get the fuck out of here.
Of course, a Gryffindor because it means honor, courage, leadership.
I think I
Janay,
have
give me a nigga to research.
Y'all about to laugh at my person, but I want us to do some more research on Herschel Walker. And the reason why I want us to do that, because
why he like he is?
Yeah, I think I know. Well, I want other people to know why he is because I think it's about.
He been hitting the head thousands of times. He been hitting the head.
He
might have a slight case of CTE.
He is a repetitive. He is a chronic concussion sufferer.
Slight case of CTE.
Janay is not wrong. Please go look up Herschel Walker telling the story about the bull and the pastor.
Oh my God!
It is literally one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a nigga or a white person say in my entire life. Is that bull up there? And see, they want to think we got to be clean energy, and I'm not exaggerating. That's literally how it sounds.
Hey, can I just say one thing, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, it was great being on the show with you today. I just want to let you know that.
Fuck off, Ron.
Yo, my nigga, before I get out of here, Tank Miss said Lou Gehrig Jr.
Lou Gehrig is a disease. Right.
I'm gonna give a shout out.
Lou Gehrig is a disease.
Y'all niggas go look up
Who was I talking about?
Lou Gossett Jr.
Y'all go look up Lou Gossett, man, because Tank said Lou Gehrig.
Now Lou Gossett Jr. That's the nigga that was in Roots. That was like the white.
I thought that was the nigga in that movie that be like, brrr.
White folks live by, niggas die by.
Don't you like Dr. Umar? Huh? Don't you like Dr. Umar?
No
problems with him.
Okay, the reason why I'm saying
he seem like a nigga who wants some money from you, though.
Umar was the one. Dr. Umar, if you follow him, also said that as far as freedom and rights, we don't have freedom. We have liberties. Liberties is freedom within constraints.
I'm not a cult follower.
I'm just saying, if you follow him, then you would already know that.
No, but I'm
just
not
putting that out there.
I have my own thoughts. Fuck Umar. He like them.
It is fuck Dr. Umar, by the way.
Every time I ask my daughter, you show me the snow bunny, huh? Bring it out. I was just saying because he says like one time Umar was on live, right? And you like white woman. He's like, show me the snow bunny. You better bring her out because there ain't one, huh? I ain't worried.
Umar very entertaining.
But he have been with a white woman doing.
No, he's never been with a white
that was
woman.
Photoshop? They wanted a photo of him with a white girl or something?
That nigga slick, boy.
Oh, no, man.
Every time that I ask my daughter to do something she don't want, you know what she do? She look at me, she like, "Are you serious, my brother?" It's one of the greatest things ever. Hey man, Bro Nation, we back at it again. I want to thank our special guest Ron and the lovely Queen Janay, my future wife.
Disgusting.
Yo, y'all should see these leather pants. And she
I'm out of here, man.
That real leather or pleather? It don't matter.
Janay, do you want?
You don't want
and she don't want no more kids.
No more
we
kids.
getting married.
No
we
more
getting
kids.
married.
No more kids.
Bro Nation, we appreciate you. All power to the people. Peace.